bit of backstory on myself and how I got started in photography and that sort of thing. Well, my dad has always had a video camera, mostly a video camera, occasionally one of those throwaway instant cameras, taking pictures of us, me. I have 4 sisters, 3 younger sisters and 1 older sister, so I'm the second oldest. And we're all 3 years or less apart from each other in age. So, my dad had always had a camera, and he was in the military, and he was a really big family man, so he took me and my sisters all the time to do exploring, outside nature, at the lakes, reserves, animal parks, like one of those Topsy ranch type deals, especially when we lived in Texas. And then I got into photography myself when I got into my teenage years, more my early 20s, I'd say. And then once I got to have my first job right out of high school and earned some money and things like that, I got a DSLR camera. I started off with the Canon Rebel T5 and took some online photography classes, and then got some awesome gear through the school, online school, that I took classes through. And then when I had to pawn that camera, I had to save up for another one, so I upgraded sort of to the next Rebel camera, which was the Canon Rebel T6. And then from the T6 I went to the Canon 77D, and then from the 77D I went to the Canon 90D, which is by far the best camera that I've had as far as resolution, with 32 or 33 megapixels. And then I am down to the 77D Mark II. It's kind of where I came from. And when I started on my photography, it was portraits, family, things of that nature, but that didn't work out for me, so go squirrel. So that didn't work out for me too well. It didn't go anywhere. And then in March 2020, I started taking photographs of birds, mainly in my backyard, and I went off from there. And I've been working really, really hard on, mastering different aspects of the bird photography and the wildlife photography, getting the cleaner, smoother backgrounds, the lighter backgrounds, removing the stems and sticks from behind their heads and in front of their bodies, and things like that, just to make it look more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. And I've come a long way. I'm going to pop up some photos on the screen and show you some comparison shots. All right, so I'm at the park and the first bird that I see is a red-winged blackbird. Now, the red-winged blackbird is, funny enough, one of my favorite birds because they have such big personalities and they just crack me up, especially the males. I've gotten some in the past really great photos of them here at this park and this field over here. And then right now the guy is up in that tree and he's very talkative, and I hear about 3 or 4 of them around me. And I'm going to try to get some pictures of him. He's pretty high up in the tree. I don't know how well it's going to work out, but I'll be right back and I'll let you know. Well, I tried to get some pictures of those red-winged blackbirds. There was 2 of them, both male, and they're just not in the good spot for me to get really good shots of them right now. So I took a few, but nothing that I feel is good enough to share with everyone. But maybe if I come around again, they'll be in a better spot. So we'll see. I see another bird, but again, it's in a pretty tricky spot, not anywhere where I can get close shots of it, and I can't really tell what it is, but I think it's another red-winged blackbird from what it looks like. But yeah, at the moment, nothing that I can get clean shots of. So I just wanted to show you some of the environment that this little walking trail has. Mostly like tall grasses and trees. At the moment, of course, it's winter, so it's not very colorful. But there's also patches of marsh or wetland in this section right over here. And then once we go all the way around and come back to where the car is parked, about a little bit more than halfway on this path, there's a creek and the opening where I can take you down to the creek and show you the little creek that's down there. It's really nice. And maybe I'll find some hawks or other types of birds to photograph today that are in better spots for me to photograph them. But until I get over there to the other side, basically. Alright, so I've walked a little bit on this path, and so far I've seen a handful of northern cardinals, a song sparrow, a couple of red-winged blackbirds, and some eastern towhee. But for the most part, they were all just not in a very good spot for me to photograph them in. I did snap a few, but I think what I'm going to do for this particular video is just show some of the better photos I've taken here at the park as well as in my backyard, just so that I have something to show and share with everyone. Because I know for me, a lot of times when I'm watching other YouTube channels regarding wildlife photography and bird photography, the thing that I really like and enjoy is seeing their photographs that they get and have taken on their trip. And at the moment, I'm just not having any luck on getting any good shots today at the park. But hey, that's just the way it is sometimes. Sometimes you get lucky and sometimes not so much. And that just happens to be me today. So I'll get back at you here in just a few minutes. I'm going to show you some of the trail again, and you can hear right now there's a cardinal up in that tree. Well, you can't see it because the camera's facing me, but he's singing really pretty. I know you can hear that. But yeah, so far nothing spectacular has happened or occurred. But here I'm coming into the other part of the trail. Here in a second I'll be walking you through where the creek is. It's a cool little creek, nothing fancy, but nice to have at a local park. I do have to tell you, since I've changed the type of material they have on the path back there, it feels funny going back to the cement walking path. Okay, so now we're heading over to where the creek is, and I'll show you some of the water and things like that. I always love the sound of water. It's so calming and peaceful. So let's go down here. I was really hoping that maybe I'd be able to spot a hawk. The last time I was here, I saw like 3 of them. I believe they were all red-shouldered hawks. And that was a pretty cool experience, but I don't see any out here today. Here's some of the water. Take you over here, and this is pretty muddy, so I'm gonna watch my step a little bit. Yeah, because I almost tripped as I was saying that. And I'll get you some close-ups of the creek. I hear something moving back there in the woods. I think it's a squirrel or something. All right, here's the creek. The one thing that I really would love is to see a kingfisher down here, but I've never seen one. Yeah, right. Sun's probably gonna blind you. See if I can get a low angle. You can actually see the bottom of the creek right now. It's pretty cool. There is no fish in this creek. I have never seen any minnows or anything swimming through here, which I find very odd and strange. However, there was one time me and my husband was out here. There used to be a picnic table sitting over there. But there was one time we were sitting at the picnic table and a big giant snapping turtle came by. So there must be some kind of food in the water for a giant snapping turtle. It was a pretty cool experience. But, well, I think I'll hop off here for a moment and continue my walk. I don't know if you can hear that or not. That is a hawk calling from afar. He was pretty close on the other side of the road, and bad lighting and trees and things like that, so no opportunity for photographing them, but there's definitely one around calling. So yeah, I'm almost all the way around this park or walking path. I don't know if you can hear that or not. He's too far away at the moment, and there isn't really a good spot to hunker down and see if he'll come back this way, or I would, just to chill out and relax for a minute, because I'll be honest, I haven't been on a walk like this for a while. You can hear him out in the distance a little. I just passed the car up where I parked, and I came over to where I started because you can hear all these crickets or frogs. I think they're frogs or toads. I think they're bullfrogs, I'm not sure. But I think it's pretty cool.